Welcome to this video, which is an introduction to the breathing practice of Kapalabhati, or a Kapalabhati-inspired way of breathing. Kapalabhati is a traditional Hatha yoga practice which involves moving energy in the body. Its direct translation is the skull shining breath. So what we're thinking of doing is moving energy from the base of the body inside, up the body and out of the skull, making the skull shine. And we can think about this in more of a kind of a Western perspective as moving from the rest and digest state, being in our parasympathetic nervous system where we're relaxed, resting, digesting, moving up into more of a sympathetic state, more into our sympathetic nervous system, which is the fight or flight part of our autonomic nervous system. So we're raising our energy, raising our awareness, making us more able to run away from the saber-toothed tiger or to just get up and take the kids to school. So it's quite a good get up and go practice. And it has effects like physiologically changing the blood pressure, can temporarily raise your blood pressure, also changes oxygen saturation in the blood, and can have effects on heart rate and different things like that. Because of that, there are a few contraindications associated with it. So if you have uncontrolled blood pressure issues, then it may not be the most appropriate thing for you to do. Also in pregnancy, it's traditionally contraindicated in pregnancy because this practice involves forced expiration and forced contraction of the abdominal muscles. So my take on this, and with any other contraindications and kind of health conditions, are that if you are monitoring how you feel before, during, afterwards, keeping an eye on how you feel, if you are starting with a very gentle approach to the practice and gradually building up how you do it, and what we will do today is a very gentle approach, and if you are monitoring how you feel, then you should be able to practice without too much risk. It's always up to you to take it into your own hands and consider what you feel the risk is. So looking out for symptoms like feeling nauseous, feeling dizzy, or feeling faint. If you're starting to experience any kind of symptoms like that, you stop straight away. Have a rest. Let yourself settle back down again. And if that's the case, then this may not be for you today or at the time being. So the approach to this practice, in terms of how we're going to set it up, it's you need to be on either some cushions or some blocks. We're going to be sat on the floor, either sitting cross-legged or kneeling with the hips above the knees. And that leaves us a bit more space in the tummy in the center. Yeah, so it might be that you have a couple of yoga blocks that you're kneeling on and that are kind of like your bottom is settled on as you're kneeling, or that you're sitting on some yoga blocks cross-legged. Hands are going to be on the bottom of the belly, so just underneath the belly button, between the belly button and the pelvis. And this is where we're going to be breathing out from. So in sitting, the sit bones reach down, crown of the head reaches tall to find length along the whole of the spine. So you get your sitting posture first and allow yourself to just settle. And just come to noticing your breath in this sitting. Let your shoulders drop. No unneeded holding anywhere. You may want to have a tissue close by because we're going to do some forced breathing out through the nose. So just noticing how you feel before we start. And then starting to direct the breath down, deep into the belly, into the hands. Just in and out for now, through the nose. The jaw is relaxed, lips gently resting together. Teeth, little gap between the teeth. Tongue resting lightly on the roof of the mouth. And we'll practice some forced exhalations through the nose, coming from down here under the hands. So on your next breath out, you're going to try and squeeze your tummy in slightly, feeling some work underneath your hands down here. And breathe a short, sharp burst out through the nose. And the practice, as we're going to do it today, we'll do 11 repetitions of, and we'll have a couple of seconds in between each exhale. So trying to keep spine upright and long, shoulders relaxed, face relaxed. We'll start with one deep inhale all the way. Inhale and fill the whole of your belly with air. Really, really big inhale. And we're going to do one slow exhale. Empty everything out. And then one comfortable halfway inhale. And then we start. 11 repetitions. Come back to relaxed breathing. Just notice how you're feeling. One big deep inhale. Fill the whole of your belly. Exhale all the way. Halfway inhale. 11 more. Relaxed breathe. Big deep inhale. Fill your belly. Exhale all the way. Halfway inhale. Last 11. Out through the nose. Back to relaxed breathing. Notice how you feel now. Maybe let your hands come down to your legs. Close your eyes. Come back to your normal breath. Smile to your lips. And enjoy. Thanks for watching.